Most Americans spend hundreds on fish oil supplements while pulling the richest plant source of omega-3 fatty acids from their gardens and tossing it in the trash. I'm Frank Miller with Heritage Garden Wisdom, and what I'm about to show you threatens a $4 billion supplement industry. This plant delivers 300 to 400 milligrams of omega-3 per serving, matching what's in those expensive capsules. It grows wild, costs nothing, and the supplement companies desperately need you to keep calling it a worthless weed. Here's the complete breakdown of why this plant was deliberately branded as garden garbage and how identifying it could eliminate your fish oil bills permanently. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, are essential nutrients that roughly 95% of Americans lack in adequate amounts. The standard Western diet overloads on omega-6 from vegetable oils while starving the body of omega-3s. This imbalance drives chronic inflammation, heart disease, cognitive decline, and metabolic disorders. The conventional solution involves eating salmon at $15 per pound or swallowing fish oil capsules that cost $30 to $50 monthly. Salmon provides 1 to 2 grams of omega-3 per 3-ounce serving. Sardines and mackerel offer similar amounts. Most supplements deliver 300 to 1,000 milligrams per capsule. The global omega-3 supplement market generates over $4 billion annually. Consumers are told repeatedly that fish or expensive supplements represent their only viable options for meeting omega-3 requirements. If you want to discover which plants growing in your yard could replace costly supplements and provide nutrition that rivals expensive meats, hit that subscribe button right now. Heritage Garden Wisdom drops new content every week, exposing the superfoods dismissed as weeds. Smash that like button if you're tired of paying premium prices for nutrients growing freely in disturbed soil. Drop a comment below telling me which weeds you've been pulling from your property. You might be throwing away hundreds in nutrition. The species I'm discussing is purslane, Portulaca oleracea, the same succulent that lawn care companies spray with herbicides and homeowners curse while weeding flower beds. We've covered purslane previously on Heritage Garden Wisdom, but today's focus centers specifically on its omega-3 and protein content, the nutritional characteristics that make it a direct competitor to both the supplement and meat industries. Purslane contains approximately 300 to 400 milligrams of alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, per 100 grams of fresh leaves. ALA represents the plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that human metabolism converts into EPA and DHA, the same compounds found in fish oil. One serving of purslane delivers omega-3 levels matching or exceeding a single fish oil capsule. This plant grows as an unwanted volunteer in lawns, gardens, sidewalk cracks, and parking lots across North America. Purslane holds the distinction of being the richest omega-3 source among all commonly available leafy vegetables. No supermarket green comes remotely close to its fatty acid profile. Spinach contains roughly 80 milligrams per 100 grams. Kale provides around 100 milligrams. Purslane delivers 3 to 4 times more omega-3 than any leafy green sold in grocery stores, including the expensive organic varieties marketed as superfoods. Laboratory analysis of purslane's fatty acid composition reveals that omega-3 comprises 50 to 60% of its total fat content. This ratio is exceptionally favorable and virtually unique among land plants. Most vegetable oils and plant foods show the opposite pattern, with omega-6 dominating the fatty acid profile. Purslane's omega-3 dominance makes it naturally anti-inflammatory. Most plant-based oils and foods are pro-inflammatory due to their omega-6 heavy ratios. Purslane reverses this pattern entirely. Research published in peer-reviewed nutrition journals confirms that regular purslane consumption significantly increases blood levels of omega-3 fatty acids. Studies conducted on Mediterranean populations demonstrate that people who eat purslane regularly maintain better omega-3 status than those who don't, even when researchers control for fish consumption. The omega-3 in purslane is bioavailable, absorbable, and effective at correcting deficiency. Fresh purslane contains approximately 2 grams of protein per 100 grams of fresh leaves. That figure appears modest compared to chicken's 31 grams per 100 grams, but the comparison is misleading. Chicken is measured after cooking concentrates the protein through water loss and fat removal. Purslane is measured fresh with full water content intact. When accounting for moisture and comparing fairly, purslane provides substantial protein for a leafy vegetable. More significantly, purslane's protein is complete, containing all essential amino acids in usable ratios. While the absolute quantity per serving is lower than chicken, the quality is excellent. Unlike chicken, purslane delivers that protein alongside omega-3 fatty acids, vitamins A, C, and E, comprehensive minerals, antioxidants, and dietary fiber. It's a complete nutritional package rather than isolated protein. When purslane is dried, protein concentration increases substantially, reaching 8 to 12 grams per 100 grams of dried plant material. This protein density approaches legumes. Dried purslane powder can be incorporated into smoothies, baked goods, or meals to significantly boost protein intake. The critical point here, purslane provides a nutritional combination that no single animal food can match. It offers omega-3 fatty acids like fish, plus protein, plus vitamins A, C, E, and K, plus calcium, magnesium, potassium, and iron. In terms of total nutrient density, purslane is nutritionally superior to both fish and chicken, even when the absolute quantities of specific isolated nutrients differ. Purslane's omega-3 content represents an existential threat to a $4 billion global industry. The supplement market is constructed on the premise that omega-3 fatty acids are scarce, difficult to obtain, and must be purchased from specialized marine sources or manufactured capsules. Fish oil, krill oil, algae oil supplements, all are marketed as essential and irreplaceable for maintaining health. The entire business model depends on consumers believing omega-3s are rare and expensive. Purslane destroys that premise completely. Omega-3s aren't scarce, they're growing as an uncontrolled weed in virtually every climate zone where humans live. One bottle of quality fish oil supplements costs $30 to $50 and lasts approximately 1 month. That's $360 to $600 annually. Multiply that by tens of millions of consumers purchasing these products regularly, and you have billions in revenue depending on omega-3 scarcity. Now consider what happens when people understand that purslane, growing freely in their lawns and gardens, provides omega-3 levels comparable to those expensive capsules. Supplement sales disappear. Revenue vanishes. The business model collapses. The supplement industry cannot monetize purslane. They cannot patent it. They cannot create dependency on their products. They cannot charge recurring subscription fees. Once you know purslane provides omega-3s, you simply walk outside and harvest it from the ground. That represents complete independence from supplement companies, and that independence is unacceptable to an industry built entirely on creating dependence. The meat industry promotes chicken as lean protein and fish as omega-3 sources. Their marketing positions animal products as necessary for complete, balanced nutrition. Purslane undermines that entire narrative. It provides both omega-3 and protein in a single plant source, plus additional vitamins and minerals that meat lacks entirely. When consumers understand they can obtain omega-3 and protein from one free weed instead of purchasing expensive fish and chicken, meat sales decline. The global poultry market is worth over $300 billion annually. The seafood market exceeds $150 billion. Purslane threatens both simultaneously because it provides their primary nutritional selling points without the cost, environmental destruction, or ethical concerns. Purslane grows too easily and too abundantly to control or commodify. It's a succulent that thrives in hot, dry conditions. It grows in poor soil where other plants fail. It spreads rapidly through both seeds and stem fragments. A single mature plant produces thousands of seeds. Broken stem pieces root themselves and create new plants. Once purslane establishes in an area, eliminating it is nearly impossible. For commercial agriculture and the lawn care industry, this vigor represents a problem. Purslane competes with crops and disrupts manicured lawns. Farmers and homeowners spend money on herbicides attempting to kill it. The lawn care industry is worth over $100 billion globally. Much of that revenue comes from weed control products targeting plants like purslane. But for anyone wanting free nutrition, purslane's aggressive growth is perfect. It self-seeds, it spreads itself, it survives neglect. That's permanent omega-3 and protein production requiring zero inputs, zero maintenance, and zero cost. That's food independence that threatens multiple industries simultaneously, and that's precisely why it must be called a weed. In most areas with significant preparedness populations, informal networks exist operating below mainstream awareness. Trading venues include plant swaps, community events where people bring divisions, cuttings, and starts to trade. These events are gold mines for acquiring rare and useful plants. Preparedness expos. Larger events often include plant exchanges or vendors selling unusual varieties. This is where you meet serious growers with rare genetics. Online groups, permaculture forums, prepper groups, and homesteading communities have sections for plant trading. People post what they have and what they're seeking. Private networks. Established preppers know others in their region. Trading happens through direct communication within trusted circles. Trading dynamics. Trades are almost never for money. They're plant for plant or plant for other valuable resources, including heirloom seeds, knowledge and training, useful tools, preserved foods, and future services. The economy operates on barter and mutual benefit. Both parties leave with assets that produce value over time, rather than conducting a transaction where money changes hands. Ethical dimension. Many preppers believe these plants, particularly heirlooms preserved for generations, shouldn't be commodified. They should be shared within the community of people who will preserve them and propagate them. Selling them for cash feels wrong because it treats living genetics like disposable commodities. Trading them with people who understand their value feels right because it ensures the genetics continue being preserved and propagated. Commercial nurseries sell what generates profit through repeat purchases, annual vegetables that people buy every season, hybrid flowers that don't reproduce true from seed, forcing continued purchases, plants that fit the consumer model of gardening as a recreational hobby. But tree collards, multiplier onions, and other plants in this category don't fit that business model. They're too permanent. Once someone acquires them, they never need to purchase again. They can propagate infinite plants from that one acquisition. From a business perspective, that's terrible. Businesses want recurring customers, not one-time sales that create permanent independence. So plants that make people independent don't get promoted commercially. They remain obscure, known primarily within networks of people seeking food security rather than recreational gardening. That obscurity makes them even more valuable to people who do know about them. The knowledge becomes a form of wealth, understanding which plants provide genuine security versus which plants commercial systems promote. In a collapse scenario, omega-3 deficiency becomes a serious health problem. The modern diet is already deficient in omega-3s. During collapse, when fish becomes unavailable and supplements run out, omega-3 deficiency worsens dramatically. Omega-3 deficiency contributes to cardiovascular disease, cognitive decline, depression, and chronic inflammation. During extended crisis situations, these conditions reduce survival probability significantly. Knowing how to identify and use purslane provides access to omega-3s that prevent deficiency and support health during difficult times. Purslane grows during summer when other fresh foods may be scarce. It thrives in heat and drought when many vegetables fail. That timing makes it valuable for filling nutritional gaps during difficult growing seasons. When your garden is struggling and stored food is depleting, purslane continues producing omega-3s and protein. The fact that purslane grows in disturbed, poor soil is an advantage during collapse scenarios. It colonizes areas other plants won't grow. Damaged areas, abandoned lots, destroyed buildings all become purslane patches that provide nutrition. It's a pioneer species that thrives in devastation, making it ideal survival food. The inevitable shift. As people learn about omega-3 deficiency and seek alternatives to expensive supplements and overfished oceans, plants like purslane will be rediscovered. Research confirming purslane's omega-3 content is spreading through nutrition communities. The information is reaching mainstream audiences. Eventually, purslane will shift from weed to superfood in public consciousness. It's already happening in health-conscious communities. Farmers markets in some regions now sell purslane as a specialty green. Restaurants are incorporating it into salads and dishes. The perception is changing slowly but inevitably. The supplement and meat industries cannot stop this shift. They can continue calling purslane a weed, but the nutritional data is undeniable. Published research confirms the omega-3 content. Studies demonstrate health benefits. The truth is spreading person to person despite industry efforts to maintain weed status. If this information from Heritage Garden Wisdom changed your perspective on a plant you've been pulling and discarding, share this video with someone who needs better nutrition. Hit that subscribe button because we're exposing more weeds that contain nutrients people pay fortunes to obtain. Drop a comment telling me which plants you want me to cover next. I'm Frank Miller, and this is Heritage Garden Wisdom, where we expose the superfoods growing freely in your yard.